Welcome, everybody. We made it. We're all still alive. Some of us do have irreparable liver damage, but we won't name names. Me. We are back with the very final rewatch, at least of season 1, and we're still holding out hope that season 2 gets canceled. It was a long, strange journey. I think we just looked it up. This has been 6 months of heavy drinking. But this is the last one. We don't have to do any more after this. And it's a bit of a celebration. And in that vein, we thought, what better two final guests to bring on than really the men that are most responsible for getting our community started and getting it all together. We got the General Matt Cawthon, formerly NCUS Andrew. Did I get that right, Andrew?
Yeah.
NCSU Andrew from Reddit, who was the second head moderator of the R White Cloak subreddit and is the head mod and general in charge of our Discord now, and the legendary Sneed's Memes and Dreams. How are you gents doing?
I'm doing good. Feeling good. Excited to be here with you guys.
Excellent. And Matt or Andrew?
Well, I was doing good until I watched the last 2 episodes in preparation for this.
Wait. Our episodes or the show's episodes?
The show's episodes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I would like to point out on behalf of our many sort of grammarists that I'm sure are in chat, I think both of you guys were doing well. Now that you're here on the rewatch, you're about to do good by tearing this sort of decrepit edifice all down from within. So thank you for your service, gentlemen.
Thank you, Tracy.
All right, General Matt, let's start with you. 2 quick questions. What are you drinking if you're drinking? I think you don't drink, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I don't drink alcohol. I am drinking an ale here, though, that you might say is from the Threefold Land.
Is it whiskey? Whiskey?
It's ginger ale.
Is it dry?
Dry.
Dry ginger ale from Soviet Kazakhstan.
I support. And do you want to reminisce a little bit about the rewatch that we had, John? I think it was a Matt-heavy episode.
Yeah, that was when they were chopping the firewood with a tiny little hatchet.
Oh, yeah.
There was the mining town that... Oh gosh!
Ooh, did you get Dark Friend Dana? Did you get?
Yeah.
Part of it, because we gave another part of it to Trip. I remember. Yeah, I think it was the middle part. They showed up, and we had the Aiel in a cage, and we had some stupid chopping and
R.I.P. Maryland.
Well, there's a little bit of Matt in this, so we'll get to see him. But no, you've been good. You had a baby recently.
There's Matt in this episode.
For a little bit, yeah.
That one shot of him and Tarvalin or something. Yeah. And
but you're
so at least I missed the part of this episode with Agomar, because Agomar and Marilyn are just the 2 most butchered characters.
No, they're not. You are. Or Randall Simp. We'll decide that at the end, Pips, won't we? Let's do a proper bit of a recap. We like to do that, but
yeah.
Going purely by the eye of the world, I would say that Agomar is worse than Matt in terms of adaptation. Based just on the eye of the world. Taking the whole series, Matt is probably worse.
Bring your arguments at the end, but before we kick off, let's go to our Lord Captain Commander, Sneed's Memes and Dreams. Sneed, what's going on? Are you on Coors Light this time again?
No, I actually forgot to go to the store, so I don't have anything. I'm just kind of just sitting here.
Oh,
which is depressing because I got to watch the last 10 minutes sober.
Yeah. Well,
and are we really finishing this with two guests that are sober? Is that how this ends?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think so. Yeah.
Drink them if you got them, guys. Don't worry, they can get somewhat contact drunk from us. But Sneed, we had John, I think, for the ending of the first episode, so it's been a while. Do you feel like reminiscing? Do you got anything to kind of throw up and what you're looking forward to on this one, or want to call out from the last one?
No, not too much. You guys are really thorough in these, so I mean, it's always funny. I mean, it's always like it's the same thing over and over is the problem because it's like the show is just so bad. Every frame is horrible. So it's just like I think you could probably do a whole nother season 6 months of these rewatches and not even have to repeat yourself.
I don't want to.
We'd have to bring on new hosts because I think we'd all be dead. But
all right, Pips, are you back on Moonshine for this last one, the celebration kind of finale to wrap it up?
I think I might top off with some Moonshine. Right now, I'm just drinking about we'll call it a fist of bourbon.
All right, and do you have any idea of what to expect coming up? I know you've seen the memes, but you still haven't seen this, right?
So, get the end of this episode. I feel like I've basically seen that. So Egwene is the creator in that she apparently can heal death. And I saw a little girl get wrecked by a wave. I think those are the two memes that I've seen from the last little bit. And well, I guess I've also seen the sort of the Damani with the pacifiers in their heads. So yeah.
Oh boy.
The baby channelers.
Saddle up. And Alex, how are you doing, bud? What are you drinking to celebrate the end of this era?
I have Miller Lite.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? I'm already more than halfway through a bottle of wine, and as soon as I run out of that, I'm gonna crack a nice bottle of scotch, a nice Lagavulin 16. Got some scotch rocks ready.
Nice bottle of scotch.
Good stuff.
Got a nice set of scotch rocks in the freezer to chill it down without diluting it, and I got some good crystal tumblers. So yeah, I might get incomprehensible about halfway through this thing, like always.
Oh man.
All right. So with that, should we get this shit show started?
The Legion shall advance at a walk.
Also, it's worth noting what she looks like because she looks significantly better than Nynaeve.
Oh, are you kidding? All that blood on that stupid dagger? All right, so in season 2, they're gonna have to explain why Loyal's ink pots are all red ink.
That's not how it happens, but you're absolutely right. That's the first thing I noted when I was going through my notes. Who the hell puts a dirty, bloodstained dagger back in the scabbard? Unless
a dark friend.
Is that going into
only someone who's pure evil?
Is that going into a scabbard?
Well, it is Fain, and his White Cloak followers are notable for being filthy and not keeping up with their stuff. So,
what are you talking about?
Only way later when he has become Ordeef.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
At this point, he's nowhere near as badass and awesome as he is when he is leading a band of White Cloaks.
He's supposed to be fully mad by this point, but that's the least of this show's concerns.
What the hell is up? I hate this dagger so much.
You don't like the little weird kind of fish tail and the gem in the middle of what should be the tang? You don't? That's not your favorite?
Is that a fish tail or is that a fish mouth? It looks like a fucking guppy at the end of this frickin' hilt.
I don't know. It looks like they bought a stock sort of dagger that had like a fleur-de-lis kind of thing at the end, and they just broke the center off, and that was their prop department's work.
But you can see the shitty like what is it? The like tap out print shirt that he's got.
We've talked about this before, actually.
Yeah.
Who is the character that we saw before with something on there? And I was like, I think I have pillows, like throw pillows in that same fabric.
Quite likely, but everything about this is just bad. But I want to note this in a later scene. I think there's a worse part of his costume, but we'll get to that when we go there. But does anyone have anything further to say? Dagger specifically, Padan Fain, or putting a dagger away without wiping it off?
Ethan.
It's gross.
It's a coincidence. I came to the two rivers every bell time.
All right,
yes.
pause.
Yeah, I do think that's coincidence that you came to Beltane because you're a peddler, and that's what peddlers do.
Do you think it's coincidence that I had an annual schedule traveling around doing my job?
And is he trying to say that he's known about the importance of these guys for years and just hasn't done anything? Or is he saying that he knew it was in Emmett's Field and just spent a week there each year looking for them?
What do you think I was doing coming to town trading goods every year around the same time? You should have clued in.
Well, and why wouldn't they have taken them as kids then if they knew that they were the dragon?
Yeah.
Or one of them was the dragon.
Well, he's claiming 5 of them are Taverin. And just wait till he explains what Taverin is. Oh, man. But no, it's not coincidence he's coming every Beltane. That's what a peddler would do. He keeps a fucking schedule.
Yeah.
So in his introduction scene to Taverin, the first thing he's saying is negating the idea that chance had anything to do with it.
No, it's worse when we get there. But I think there's another line that we got to go. He talks about selling lanterns. That's all he does.
Yeah.
I just want to bring up here before we go on here. So he's grunting here is what we're seeing happen. I think this was brought up in the chat. This is what was brought up in the chat kind of before we did this in one of the Discord conversations about how heavy this case is supposed to be. So we'll see that in a second. But also look at Murdral number 1 and Murdral number 2.
They're not even as tall as Uno.
True.
This is a manlet fade.
I'm just saying though that fades were ridiculously menacing in the first really few to several books, right? It wasn't later in the series it's the Dreadlords, it's the Forsaken that sort of take over the role of being the menacing adversary. But right now, Murdral are the menacing evil, right? And look at
they're
these
your Black
two.
Rider. They're your fucking Nazgul, right?
Look at these two, just literally. I called them
the wall.
I called them Murdral 1 and 2 because they're literally extras in this scene. They are adding nothing in terms of the drama, dread. Man, how do you turn Murdral into fucking pussies like this?
You get a 5'5" check extra, and you put a rubber white hat on them or face mask, and then you make them slouch and not do anything. But
we'll get to it later. But my favorite bit is when they turn to follow Fain as he leaves, and it's just so obvious he's just a couple of guys, walking around. It just looks so completely unmenacing.
Just imagine,
they're not even as tall as him.
Just imagine the letdown. We've already seen the footage from the season 2 teaser trailer, right? Where they're doing the Murdral nailed against the door kind of thing, and they did none of the work to set that up as being interesting or impressive, right? Okay, cool. These two dudes, Padan Fain, they're his bitches from the start.
Now, here's a question for you guys. I guess it's more for Pips because he probably hears a bugler go once in a while. Do revelry. But
Revelry is a different thing.
Revelry is what I'm doing right now, but revelry. How big is the instrument that's in that fucking case?
Oh, it's tiny.
I mean, it looks more like this. I'm too drunk. I already forgot the other thing I was going to say when we paused here. It looks like one of the cases from, what was that show that Meghan Markle was on that she claimed was racist?
Make a deal. Let's make a deal.
Yeah. He's about to make a deal.
Really, I was thinking it looks like a Louis Vuitton carry-on bag.
Yeah, it looks like luggage.
I'm trying to think if the dagger will even fit in there, let alone the horn.
It had to put it on a diagonal.
All right.
I was looking up the.
He picked it up so easily. Look how easily he picked.
Yeah. Oh god. So I looked up the quotes for the previous White Cloaks episode, and it's just the description of its size is, it's a large chest, and it's got the horn in it, and there's just space enough to put the dagger in between inside the curve of the horn, and that's just not big enough for it.
Okay, so it's supposed to be made out of like gold, right? Like
Yeah, like
gold and
solid
silver
gold
and
with,
stuff,
like,
right?
silver work around it.
Yeah. Instead, we have this thing that I fully believe that this is a block of styrofoam,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, it looks like a cooler you'd like bring to a
yes,
game or something.
yes,
Yes,
it looks like the styrofoam cooler you pick up from the friggin' supermarket because you forgot a cooler when you went to the beach.
But there's no horn, at least not the like curling horn with the wide mouth or whatever that is kind of iconic for Wheel of Time. It couldn't fit in this, right?
Yeah.
You're saying that you couldn't fit like a French horn in there? True.
No.
But prepare for your expectations to be subverted, friend.
It's the horn of Valir, so they're it's going to be like what an animal ram's horn that you drink.
Yes.
It's gonna be the
the
horn of
Akio.
Gondor.
Yes.
It's gonna be the horn that Boromir blows.
After
Yes.
it's split.
Yes. Gosh.
Oh,
All right, what is he saying? Something about sheep shit patches? What?
yeah, no, he's calling Emmons Field a sheep shit patch of nothing just to sell lanterns, implying that
Is the word shit
no.
used a single time in the
show
Wheel of Time?
is. No, not in the Wheel of Time.
No, unless you count bloody, there's no real world swears at all in the entire series.
How hard is this? Oh
I
man,
don't
I'm
even think
gonna
there's
get angry, and we probably need to move on. So you guys tell me when to hit play. I'm drunk.
Okay, just don't hit it yet. I got a quick ask of General Matt. You got the text file up. Can you do a quick search for the word damn? DAMN? Because I don't even think that shows up in Wheel of Time.
Man.
There is when they refer to some people as damned fools.
Now, is that in the Brandon Sanderson books, or is that before?
This is in Wheel of Time. You're talking about Trollocs and stuff. I think Bale says it a few times.
Oh, okay, all right,
but not on its own. They use the word damning, which is not really a swear. Damned
Do they
fools.
use the word like damned as in like your soul being damned?
Yeah, they do say I would damn myself. That's
I
their.
would damn myself. It's Rand says to Ingtar, I think.
Yes.
Okay, but
Talk about
not
great
as an
scenes that
explanation.
won't happen in this show.
True
Brandon
enough.
Ingtar.
But this is more of a point here, and I just want to raise it. But the peddler coming to the Two Rivers to sell them lanterns for Beltane, that in and of itself doesn't really make sense, because they could make that stuff kind of on their own.
They literally bring that up in his conversation with the Shamael. Like the thing he's doing, the thing that Fake Egwene thinks he's doing in the shack is making a lantern.
Right.
Well, he's I mean, I get this. He's being dramatic. He's trying to come up with like the shittiest, most useless thing he could ever do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the purpose of this. The issue is literally everything else.
Well, and the problem is it's like, well, so there wouldn't be a peddler at the Two Rivers if you didn't know that there was Taverin there? Like,
if
merchants would never go there?
If evil didn't exist in the world, wool markets would not exist.
Yeah.
It's scratchy and it smells bad when it's wet. It's evil.
It's like they set up a Walmart in my little small town. Like, there's no tavern there. I mean,
All right.
All right, go ahead and play this, Pips.
You're Taverin.
God, this looks like such bullshit generic fantasy.
The wheel.
Pause.
Points for the Jesus.
You're not focal points for the wheel. A wheel has one focal point. It can't have 5. There's one. It's the axis. It's where it fucking rotates around. That's the focal point.
You could poetically say they're focal points of the weaving, i.e. the pattern, but
They are the guiding threads of the pattern.
yeah.
Right? Like Robert Jordan went through exquisite detail and metaphor explaining exactly what Taverin are, as far as everybody's got a life thread and the Taverin's a special one that's kind of spun out to course correct how reality goes, and that's why coincidence and other things happen. Like everything that they do on the show, they get wrong. And they're either completely retarded or they're getting it wrong on purpose, or both.
I think we've talked about this before. It's both,
I know.
right? Like,
but it's everything. It's like there's not a single thing that they've gotten right. And we're at the last little bit of the 8th episode, we finally get them to basically mention what Taverin is. Because if you remember, it was a throwaway line. There are rumors of 4 Taverin there, and then it never comes up until now. And now we get, they're focal points for the wheel. I thought a wheel only has one focal point where it rotates around. How can there be 5 of them? Don't ask questions, just consume.
Yes. Are you guys familiar with the like shill sort of theorizing about this particular picture? What we're looking at right now?
Are they saying that that's one of the seals that's been broken? Or
Yes. That, but also the fact that it is broken in 13 pieces.
Oh.
Someone counted this?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh man, you're gonna make me count.
I count 14, depending on if that one in the top right is 2 or 3 pieces. I can't tell.
The one at the top right, I count as 2.
And that would make 13, I guess.
So I don't know. It was one of those ones where like I remember encountering this on the shill sort of Reddits and things like that, and it's like, yeah, but you know that 13 isn't a significant number in the show, right? They cut the Forsaken to 8. Like these idiots can't even do their own thing right. I don't know. Anyone else have anything for the 13 that's supposed to be 8 and we forgot to CGI it in post?
I'm frankly just surprised they remembered to omit the 2 dots from the yin yang thing. Like I fully expected to see those in this symbol when it showed up.
Yeah, agreed. It should have been like a stock, like a sort of stock prop that they got and they forgot to paint over it. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let me put my conspiracy hat on for a minute here.
Okay.
If you count the cracks emanating from the middle, how many are there?
Oh yeah.
7.
There you go.
There's 8.
So
Stick with me here. Stick with me here. Of the 8, there are 3 of them that have an additional splinter?
Yes.
Could that possibly be in reference to the Forsaken being reincarnated into different identities?
Except there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Forsaken that get reincarnated.
Yep, and so it would make sense if they were doing that sort of reduction math that it would be 3 here.
Yeah, but a couple of them, we're assuming they're cutting from the outset, right? We don't see Agan, we don't see Balthamel.
Oh yeah.
Those are going to be problematic. So those ones they're not going to even introduce to be reincarnated. And you're saying that Lanfear is going to get killed? She's going to turn good, or she was good all along.
Oh, 100%. You know that she's going to be good all along. She was just misunderstood. It was just the evil men that made her do it.
She fought the patriarchy, and the patriarchy won, and that's why she was sealed up in the war.
Yeah.
You know it's true.
Oh, gosh. You know, as I was rewatching this, one thing that I got depressingly convinced of is that Perrin is going to be having a crush on Matt, or on Rand.
That's what Moiraine saw.
Pause. Moiraine didn't see 5 Taverin. She heard fucking rumors of 4 Taverin.
No, she heard rumors of Taverin, right? Not even the number.
No, she said 4.
No,
She said
She
4.
very specifically said 4.
She specifically said 4. Yeah. You're just drunk, Pips. But we debated this ad nauseum, and I think we've settled.
The show is worse than I remember. How? How is it worse than I remember?
The only way you could get rumors of 4 is that there's someone out there with the talent for seeing Taverin, and they were specifically at the bar, and they were like, yeah, man, I was down there, and I totally saw 4 of them.
And Nynaeve was just at her cave or whatever.
Well,
Exactly.
Whoever that person was, they missed the 5th one.
Yeah, because Nynaeve was at her cave or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Or it was Rand who was up living with
yeah.
right? There's only 4
In this show, they 100% forgot to count Rand. What are we looking at here? So there's torches in the distance at the wall. I'm not sure why, right? Like everybody's dead over there, right?
Torches will still be going.
Yes. Then we got what 1, 2, 3 dead bodies, and is that Egwene holding Nynaeve?
Yeah.
Are we about to? Is this that scene? Is this what's
God.
happening? Okay.
So
it might not be because it's not dawn yet. I think she's just crying in this one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because that happens like the last shot that they're in, right?
Yeah. Let's do it.
She's dead for hours.
That's why.
Oh no, she's just mostly dead.
So one of the excuses that was made is that they had to use mannequins for that scene.
How is his mouth still open? Like what? Sorry, mannequins. Yes, mannequins.
So I'm fascinated. Like, is she just holding a mannequin here? I want to keep an eye out for this.
Okay, the next time we see it, why would they had to use mannequins?
They were having COVID.
Oh my god.
Oh, go back.
No.
I want to see this.
All right. This is for the mannequin marbles.
Looks real enough to me.
I was gonna say I don't think it's an issue. I'm just curious because I wanted to keep an eye on it because that was an excuse. Rafe was like, yeah, it was really tough because we had to use mannequins for this scene.
Well, they might use mannequins for the other bodies. Who cares?
Well, no, they very specifically said that they had to do a Nynaeve mannequin. I distinctly remember this because there was like, it was a social distancing problem. And I'm just sitting here like, dude, last episode you had Rand and Egwene making out. Like, what are you talking about? You needed a Nynaeve mannequin.
I don't think Nynaeve has ever been the issue with this scene.
The characters all have the range of a wooden doll in the first place, so how would we even tell?
Right? You just prop Perrin up and carry him around.
Speaking of Perrin, let's
That's why we sent the Trollocs not to kill you.
God.
To bring
No one sends Trollocs to kill people. Wait, what?
Well, I mean, in fairness, that was true in the books too.
Is this him? This is.
We need balance.
This is Matt.
Yep.
Don't associate me with this image.
You return to the shadow, some of you.
Okay. I got a quick question for you guys. Like,
the fuck?
yeah. So Taverin, right? And
can I just ask, why does he look like Anakin Skywalker about to go murder the fucking younglings?
because that's who he is now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were taking inspiration from.
Also, just so I'm seeing this right, you guys all see the weird sort of smudgy glow around him, right? So this was him walking on the trail with Rand as they approach Tarvalon, right? And they just photoshopped him in
to Tarvalon. Yeah.
Oh God.
It's Darth Matt. That's exactly what this is. No.
My favorite part of this is there was the massive fight when this episode came out where half the people were like, he escaped and now he's walking around Tarvalon alone. And half the people were like, oh my God, how did he get all the way to Shadurler Girth? Like, did he go all the way back to get more daggers? And like the set design is so shit that like everybody was confused where he was.
Gosh, I love the self-own behind that, right? So like all the people who were saying that the cities were so great and we on the White Cloaks were like, it's all the same look, man. And they were just canceling us and fucking banning us and hating, and then they can't even tell the difference. Oh, it's so sweet. So sweet.
I got a question here. Is there anybody on the side of the shadow, maybe a Shamael, who would make this whole balance argument?
So you raise a good point, Matt, and I want to put it this way. There are two things that this could be. Either this is a bastardization of what it means to be Taverin, because I'm pretty sure there's a part where there is a part in the series, Min interjects and claims that the Taverin effects that Rand is having on the city are about balance. They're not good, but they're not evil.
They're not creating balance. It's just his crazy effects in both directions balance each other out. But it's not him balancing. He's not a force for balance outside of that.
Exactly. So are they misinterpreting what it means to be Taverin? in that what a Taverin's effects are by its very nature neutral, and then say, well, since we have 5 Taverin now, they have to be neutral, so some need to go evil. Or are they trying to spill the beans about what is the ultimate the realization at the end of A Memory of Light, right? Rand's battle against the Dark One. That choice is what's important.
I think you're missing the most likely option of all, which was they had to fill time, and this sort of vague and general sounding speech that sounded deep and mysterious was like there. Here, this will eat up 45 seconds to a minute. Go nuts, guys.
Well,
and that's all the thought that was put into it.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Go ahead and roll it.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Wait, maybe all. So
Yeah.
we have balance. Balance. Some of you have to turn evil. Maybe all of you. What the fuck? You can't have 2 sentences. You can't string 2 sentences together in this show and have them be consistent.
Well, if you thought Padan Fain contradicts himself in quick succession, just wait till you hear Moiraine speak again.
Oh, God. Do we?
I was thinking of Perrin, but go ahead.
Wait, Perrin has dialogue? That's an improvement for him. Good for him. You know, the actor deserves some dialogue.
He tries so hard.
We can't go back to Faldara. Not yet.
Nice coat.
Why not? Did he pick that up just to drop it?
Yep.
I believe so.
He's just so surprised that Moiraine would suggest they go back to Faldara.
Oh, man.
But just wait.
I have an inappropriate question here, but aren't they supposed to look younger after they get stilled? Like,
Well, I changed my mind. I don't think they're trying to say she was still, because what she says is she can't touch the source.
Yeah, that's coming up. Yeah, but it's a good point. I think they left it deliberately ambiguous, and I think further evidence that she wasn't stilled is that Lan isn't going apeshit.
You
Right.
mean Lan didn't either die immediately or go and try and kill thousands of Trollocs without any regard for himself? You know, the example from the books of what happens to a warder when his Aes Sedai gets stilled, that didn't happen to him? Oh, okay.
No, but there was no kamikaze mission for Captain Nipples.
That's good. That's good, because the Trollocs at Tarwin's Gap would have had no chance. I mean, he's running around with a sword and 2 diamond hard nipples. I mean, how could they have fended him off?
And he's motivated by something bad that happened to a woman.
Oh, gosh.
Exactly.
Never stood a chance.
So powerful.
I felt it. The madness.
I like how his only wound is from her.
What they say to each other. That eventually they go so mad they kill her.
So I love how this was supposed to be 2 forces of nature grinding together so hard they would kill everyone who was there, and then he's more injured than she is. She's not even wounded in anything.
What? Okay. I'm sorry. Before we go too far here, I just want to bring up the color washing again. Like, who was in charge of just the production of this show that you're like, hey, how about we have literally everything in frame be blue-green, like it's at the bottom of the flippin' ocean? Like, this is the freaking trailer footage of the new fucking Little Mermaid picture. Like, it's...
You know what goes great with blue-green color wash, right? I mean, you would of course pick blue-green outfits, right?
Gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Okay. I could forgive it if it was in service of making the Tinkers really bright or something like that, but then they made them just as dim as everybody else.
They made, drab and freaking, spiritless. It's ridiculous. Sorry.
Some people had any brightness to them were the white clothes.
Okay, guys, I'm pulling out my expensive scotch because I am through the wine. So yeah,
nice.
But here's my brilliant insight for this episode. As I get set to pour myself a nice. Should I do 2 fingers or 3?
4.
All right, we'll do that.
Just a good fist is the appropriate serving.
To the top of the Scotch rocks. All right. What did Rand just say?
He said the eventually line yet? Eventually they go so mad that they kill everyone they've ever loved.
That's
Something
true,
like that.
isn't it? And then Moiraine says it is. Okay. So Moiraine can't lie. She's basically saying the end state of all forms of madness are that the men who can channel will kill everyone they ever loved.
Even though that didn't even happen to Luz, because Lanfear's still alive.
You can kind of say he didn't have access to her.
She was just a side piece. He didn't love her.
The first thing is not killing everybody he ever loved. It's killing everybody who had a drop of his blood in their veins.
Well, he killed friends and other stuff too. And Ilyana didn't have a drop of blood in her veins because that would have been incest.
Yeah, well, he killed other people as well. Yeah. But the way it's described is he killed all of his kin, not everybody who ever loved.
But he was the only one where that actually manifested. Yes. Other people, like Fedwin Moore, doesn't basically go on a killing spree. He has plays with blocks. His mind goes to a child. There are people at the Black Tower that have creepy crawling things under their skin, and then they give them a cup of wine. And the madness comes from different people. Yeah, I think it comes for people in different ways. But what Moiraine is saying here is that every man that can channel eventually goes so mad that they'll just kill everyone they ever loved, i.e., raise the stakes here that Rand doesn't want to suffer that because then he's going to kill Egwene, the main character. Right?
Yeah,
that is indeed the implication.
But here's the fucked up part, right? What did Swan Sanche in this show decree was the punishment Logain had to serve?
Stay in the tower forever
and go mad. Because they got that wrong too, that he's gentled now, but he's apparently going to keep going insane.
Yeah.
But if Aes Sedai, who cannot lie, all know that the end state for men who can channel going insane is that they really want to go out there and try and kill everyone that has a drop of their blood. What the fuck is Swan Sanche doing with that time bomb or that lunatic in the White Tower? Logain.
Maybe he doesn't have any family. Maybe he didn't love anyone.
But what?
I missed that in the first time I watched this.
Maybe the only person
I don't remember her saying that.
Maybe the only person I ever loved was the King of Gildan.
Oh, it's too late. But you guys see where this is going, right? It's like, if that's the end state of everyone that goes mad, then it makes Swan look even worse, right? Why is she keeping a rabid man alive who is only going to want to basically, their only motivation is to do harm to others?
Yep.
It's stupid. And then we get this fucking and I said this, right? Padan Fain contradicted himself within a sentence. Well, here's more on.
So he's asking her for a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them I died here.
Pause. Pause. Pips, I need you to pause this. Did he just ask the bitch who can't lie to tell his friends that he died?
Yep.
She can imply it.
But don't worry.
Oh no, he says tell them I didn't make it back. She can tell them that he didn't make it back. She could say that straight out.
It's pretty dumb, but because this is dumb, this is like one of the only times that a character gets called out for saying something dumb, because what's Moraine's next line?
She's gonna tell him.
Just wait.
I cannot lie.
You just fucking did! You just basically said every man that could channel will go insane and want to kill someone with their blood in it.
Well, I mean, we've established that she could just be really mistaken because she is moron.
And she thought that everybody who wasn't Rand was going to die here, and
So she either is the dumbest character in the entire, Randland sort of universe, according to the show, or she is able to lie. One of those two things. We haven't yet determined which one of those it is.
Or both.
Sure, or both.
I also like, this is such a damning indictment. Rand's like, yeah, my friends are super retarded. They're definitely gonna fall for this.
Oh man!
Just speak obscurely.
With that being in chat, can someone with brain damage end up negating the trio?
Just imagine if Moiraine, Moron, walked back and was like, one might say that he didn't survive the encounter at the Eye of the Worlds.
It's better.
She won't make eye contact while she's saying it.
Yeah,
and just kind of like fidgeting.
She's kind of kicking a rock with her shoe as she's saying it, and kind of twisting her hair, and like.
And then it's like, oh no.
Pips, just wait till Lan shows up, because Lan asked this question, and you get to see how Moron actually works out a way. It's pretty funny.
Gosh. You owe me.
Buddy, she doesn't owe you shit. This was a world-saving mission in theory. Like, she's proven she doesn't give a fuck about you.
Goodbye, Moiraine.
Also, why does she owe you anything? You just released all the Forsaken and broke a seal in the Darkness prison.
More to the point, why is she just letting him go?
Yeah, she thinks it wasn't the last battle. Why? Oh.
But even if, Matt, even if, right?
Oh yeah, she thinks
even if it was the last battle and you're just letting a male channeler who's going to go insane eventually loose, right? That's the opposite of what an actual Aes Sedai would have done at this point. If they thought the ending of the Eye of the World was in fact the last battle and they had their victory, the taint's still there. He's still going to go nuts, and wouldn't let just walk away. And now I have to point out, I mentioned this a little bit earlier when we were looking at his tap out shirt, Padan Fain. What the fuck is with his Tintin pants?
Yeah, those are great. He's wearing hammer pants. He's wearing fucking hammer pants.
These are hammer pants or they're Aladdin pants. It's one of the maybe not Tintin, like the Knickerbockers are a different thing. Like,
yeah. I just realized their grand plan for getting Rand to the waist is literally him going to be, he walked to the most desolate place that he could think of because he didn't want to hurt anybody. They're going to do the Dr. Manhattan going to the moon. And that is going to be how Rand gets to the ideal waist.
I don't think he's going there first. It's for season 2. I think he's going to go to the cosmopolitan city of Falme.
Well, they showed him heading towards mountains, which we can only assume is the spine of the world.
Well, no, we can assume a lot of things about this show, and that is that they don't know east from west from the fucking hole in their ass.
They're probably just having like a portal stone in the waist or something like that.
Oh my god, there's not going to be a portal stone in this show. Portal stones will not exist.
No, they're going to have portal stones. You're talking about a magical MacGuffin that lets you do transit across time, and you get to be fungible with how much time passes while you do it. Like, it's a great crutch. No, they're going to have it.
They're not going to. They're just going to use the Waygate. The Waygate is going to be a portal stone. They
already had Waygates, and they had a travel terangrial, and if that's a fucking portal stone, why are they using it as a sex wheel? But, I mean, like... Let's recap and review season 2 if and when it airs. If I really fucking hope that it just peters out and it just never shows up.
I'm not watching that mess. I can't do it.
Oh,
my brain can't take it.
But anyways, poofed pants, Aladdin pants for Padan Fain with his tiny musical instrument, and another guy who doesn't know how to fucking wipe blood off his sword.
That's a Murdril, so they don't care.
I know.
Tiny's push and you choose the dog.
I fucking hate this line so much.
Oh my gosh.
Speed, let it rage. Speed, go for it, man.
Fight against the dark one, and you are the dark.
I mean, that's the problem. It's like as soon as he picks up, it's like, oh, so now it's evil to fight against evil. For some, and Perrin falls for it. It's insane.
Wait. So let's go back. You said evil to fight against evil, as in evil to fight against the Dark One, and that those words are coming from the mouth of the guy who's inheriting Mordeth's spirit. So literally saying like what he does is
Well, forget Mordeth, right? Forget the fact that Padan Fain is a complete lunatic at this point, and he's got competing versions of evil running through him, right? Which kind of made him a cool, freaky character. There's nothing insane about him. He's just like, he's a dark friend. But getting back to Perrin, Sneed, you made an excellent set of points in one of the earlier rewatches, or it could have been the recap of the first episode. Perrin is actually, of the three Taverin, the canonical Taverin, the one that has the least issues with violence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because he's the one that, like, he doesn't get all worked up if he has to kill women. He doesn't like it, but he's like, well, whatever, I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah, because at Dumai's Wells, he notes that the people that he's chopping down are too small to be men.
Yep.
When he's trying to free Fail from the Shido, the deal he makes is basically to get the Seanchan in. They're going to fork root the whole place, and all of those Shido wise ones are going to become leashed, right? They're all going to be demonic.
Yeah, and
whatever. It's the puzzle he needs to crack. He needs to get the thing done.
Ragnar is taking like the couple lines he said at one point, kind of. So he said something like along the lines of like it's an appealing lifestyle, or what, like, or I wish everyone could live that way, or something like that. When he's with the Tinkers, and just like kind of being nice, but immediately going on to say that it's just not realistic or whatever, and taking that to mean like he's converted.
Well, in this show, Perrin does convert, right? And maybe it all stems from the stupid death of his wife, where he basically gets convinced that his life didn't get better since he picked up an axe and axed his wife. But in here, he's a way of the leaf following vegan pussy who gets scared. He gets scared of fucking bats.
He can't even follow Way of the Leaf properly because no Tinker would ever help get a weapon to be used in battle. They'd be out there helping people evacuate or whatever. They're not going to be helping find something so that you could summon a bunch of dead heroes to murder a bunch of shadow spawn.
It's not really a weapon. It's like a pickaxe. He's going to help dig. But I mean,
no. I mean, the Horn of Valir is a weapon.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, fuck.
It's a musical instrument. The Tinkers should be divided.
When he swatted the bat away and like basically screamed, "Oh, a bat!" Like biggest fucking pussy on earth. Like. The dude's a walking vagina at this point.
Well, and this is all like super inconsistent too, because like, why don't they just have? I mean, it'd be stupid, but why didn't they have Padan Fain be like, "Oh, are you gonna kill me like you killed your wife?" Why do they have him say like, "Oh, you one push and you go to the dark"? It makes no fucking sense. They can't even remember their own fucking themes.
Just imagine that of the three boys, this is the first one who kills a Myrddraal on his own. And this is what they've turned him into.
His mouth is still open. But holy shit, fuck Sneed, what you just said there. If you were in the writer's room, you could have turned this from like an F- show to like a D+.
Oh, hold up.
With that right there.
The first time Perrin kills the Myrddraal is during the battle in the Two Rivers, right? During the fighting in the Two Rivers.
In the show or here?
No.
In the book.
It's beginning of Dragon Reborn.
Yeah, in the camp when they get attacked.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hamstring throat, that's how wolves attack.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That scene was fucking incredible.
It was a sweet scene.
I know.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah. What I think cracks me up about this is they saw this and they were like, yes, this is the perfect conclusion to this character arc. He was traumatized by violence, so he was very rattled, and he didn't want to do violence. But now, like, when he sees Padan Fain, he's come to the conclusion that doing violence is necessary. And that's why he picked up the axe.
And then doesn't do anything.
And doesn't do anything with it. And I'm just dumbfounded. Like, you guys know that, like, somebody needs to do an action to, like, capstone a character arc, right? Like, picking up a weapon isn't a character arc. Like, if I was looking at this,
call that a weapon.
Yeah, right. If I was looking at this and like didn't have the benefit of knowing what they were thinking based on their interviews, my entire thought process would be, oh, yeah, no, he's still a pussy. He still won't use violence. Like that is how like a normal person would read the scene.
So they said that he now will use violence. They've like said that. That's what this was supposed to represent.
Yes, they're saying that Perrin has now chosen the axe over the hammer.
Light.
Season 2 is retconning season 1 in all of the wrong ways.
But over or under, what are the odds that fucking Perrin actually swings his axe or sword at somebody? Like he does something violent in season 2.
We've seen it. He's fighting back to back with Aviendha before she compliments him on his sword work and offers to hook up with him.
Wait,
did we
what?
see it, or did we just like that?
Yeah.
That was the script.
Yeah, we saw it in one of the teaser trailers. Him freeing what I believe to be Aviendha from a cage instead of Gaul,
and
Gaul
fighting is dead in Green Spring.
So fighting some White Cloaks with a Aiel woman, probably doing a bunch of kickflips and stuff like that. And they're kind of like fighting against some White Cloaks. And then the leaked script, we have her complimenting him on his sword work and saying she's now in his debt and has a life debt against him because apparently the Aiel are fucking Wookiees.
Yeah, she's a Wookiee.
Let's point on the life debt thing for just a second. She compliments on his sword work.
Yes, and hits on him.
That means he's using a sword.
Yes.
And then an Aiel.
Yes. All of the things, yes.
You danced the sword well, Perrin Abara. I think that was the line. Sorry, Matt. This is going to give you a brain aneurysm. All I got to say is I think I'm through 2 of the 4 fingers that I poured, and I'm feeling it.
All right. Keep going so Dane can stay coherent.
We're completely glossing over the idea of White Cloaks and Aiel fighting each other and all that. Oh my god!
Oh, just pause. Like seriously, season 2. If they cast a Dane Bornhold and he's the biggest piece of shit. Fuck. If they cast if they cast the transgender actor,
these dude's gonna jump off the balcony. This dude's about to jump off the fucking balcony. That circle leaves out the fucking balcony.
You're right.
Holy shit. Holy fuck, you're right.
Oh, gosh.
We've gotten a complete view of that balcony before, right?
Yes,
so there's no stairs or anything.
Yes.
So there's no way off that. The only way off is like they have like 3 Drukhar land and pick them up. Although the Fades wouldn't need that. They just fade out. But
Drukhar can't carry a person, can they?
I don't think so.
I don't think Drukhar are strong enough to carry anyone. Maybe a child.
We don't know. We don't know. So let's just look and see what happens here.
Yeah,
Where's he going? Where's he fucking going? There's nowhere there.
Balcony right. All I'm saying is I want the trans actor to play Dane Bornhold.
Okay, hey, this is a better picture of this. So I think actually the tiny little break over here on the far right makes it so this is actually 14 pieces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
So even their most shillable argument.
No, it's 13 Forsaken plus 1 for the Dark One.
Nah, it's for Maze Room Tame.
I was gonna say I think it's 15 though.
All right, so it's plus Padan, Fain, and Taim, and there you go. Fuck this show. Gosh, this is so terrible.
Gets worse.
Is she literally just like
holding a rock?
Yeah.
Well, she
it's
can probably feel land at this point.
It's a piece of the seal.
She's waiting for him to show up.
It's a piece of the seal, right? That's what she's holding.
Yeah.
How did he get
boy.
through the Trolloc army?
Where's Rand? Here you go, Pips. Where's Rand? Remember how Rand wanted her to basically like lie for him?
Yeah. Okay.
And she was like, I cannot lie. You'll figure it out. This is how she figures it out.
Let's see if she...
Oh my god. She figured out she cannot speak an untrue word, so she could just like shake her head a little bit. She can hideously nod.
Considering that this is the same woman who just kept saying, I cannot say, I think she did pretty well.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that fucking Ragnar patted himself on the back with that fucking problem solver, and probably sent like a nice fruit basket to his lore expert for telling him how to do that.
Ragnar in real life is better at twisting the truth than any of the characters are in this show. I don't understand, because you know how when people ask about the Randland swearing, he goes, "You will hear Randland swears" or something like that. And
he said, "Blood and ashes, give us some time. Just wait till you meet Uno."
He also
and then
said
we heard
actual
blood and ashes once.
He also just actually lied in some of his Ask Me Anythings. He said that a couple of those answers were just legitimate lies. So
no, they were non sequiturs, which is typical of his fucking dialogue. Please tell me Bella is okay or whatever, and then he's like, ha ha ha, we love Bella. We actually have a whole bunch of old Czech men who basically follow Bella all the time. He didn't answer the question. He basically just said, "Oh, Bella's a horse, and we took care of the real horse. Don't worry."
Yeah.
But he's not saying, "Yeah, Bella makes it all the way to the end of the fucking show."
Let me back in.
Wait, what?
Oh no, they're saying you need the power to mask and unmask the bond.
Okay.
Oh.
So panel of lore experts here. Does shielding someone mask their warder bond?
No, she masked the bond before they left.
Or do we happen to see an example of a bunch of Aes Sedai getting shielded in, say, Camelin, and have their bonds still be very much alive and active right up to the point where they are killed?
That's not what they're saying here. She masked the bond before they left Aldera. They're saying that the shield removes her ability to mask and unmask it, which makes no sense because there's no channeling involved.
And here's the thing: if she was stilled, then Lan would be either dead or going insane.
Yeah.
If they're following the books,
they're going to keep that because men going all distraught because a woman dies.
Sneed makes an excellent point with if they're following the books, because I think at this point we need to basically whenever we assume that they should be following the books, we should remind ourselves that why would they start now?
Yeah.
Well, they seem to have some weird fixation on throwing things to book fans, even though they make no sense. But the things that only book fans would get.
Mm-hmm.
This show makes no sense if you haven't read the books, and if you have read the books, it's worse than making no sense.
So the show makes sense to people who have skimmed the books once.
Yeah, you read the books wiki before the series came out.
In 2006, 2014. You started picking it up, so it's been a while since you read it. You read it only once. You weren't the biggest fan. You kind of skimmed it. All right, this kind of makes sense. Oh, this is great. I'm going to tell my friends about it. That was their target audience.
Yep. I can't believe they came out and said it, though. That was hilarious.
I can't touch this.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, she is trying not to lie. Okay.
And
I'm surprised they haven't comforting a woman in this show.
Well,
come on, Land out on the balcony.
The balcony. We see the balcony again.
See, to your earlier quip, Land doesn't count. That's fucking Nipples McGee. Close your mouth, Perrin. Close your fucking mouth.
So
what happened to all of the Trollocs bodies?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm not there. You see all these little dots. Look over on the left side. I think those are supposed to be bodies. But let's assume that Padan and Fain can just fly down from the balcony. Are they just going to the Blight? Like straight into Tarwood's Gap?
That is the north side of the city, because we saw, as he's doing now, we saw Agomar look out towards Tarwin's Gap originally.
Yeah.
Which means
It
that
does
not
have
only is this the high point of the keep, it's also like overlooking the giant cliff face that the city is on.
And he has a defensive fortification. If he goes into Tarwin's Gap, the Trollocs now control that wall.
This also looks suspiciously like a place where I would stand if I was a circle of Link cast lightning bolts on the valley of Trollocs coming towards us from Tarwin's Gap.
Also,
on the wall.
When they give you the wide shots of the city, the big tall towers are not right on the edge here. They're more towards the center of the city.
It is true. Yeah, because it's a stupid ass star fort with the highest point in the middle.
It's not really a star if it's only got 4 sides.
It's got more than 4 sides.
Does it though?
Yes.
All right.
It's
Dead extra number 1.
Mannequin.
Mannequin in scorpion armor number 2.
And they did not shoot her good side in the show, did they?
No.
On purpose.
Oh,
That's a mannequin.
That might be a mannequin right there.
That's 100% a mannequin.
And how long has it been? Like, even show runtime wise, it's been 5 minutes, right? Since I checked the timestamps here, but like 5 minutes without oxygen, that'll give her some brain damage. But outside of that,
blue already, and
the sun is rising, right? It's dawn now.
And the Trollocs broke through when the Trollocs broke through the wall, there was still some light, right? It was twilight or whatever. It wasn't like full dark yet, and now it's sunrise.
Well, it's so far north, it could basically
be the Arctic Circle.
I don't know. Fuck.
Well, no, and I want to say something here. Like, their whole point with why they made the show so shitty is because they want non-book fans to like it. Well, like, I was watching this episode with my parents because it was over the Christmas break, and they've never read the books. And right here, they were like, oh, cool, she could just bring everybody else back to life too. So they clearly did not. Like,
she can. She chose not to.
But she will. She will, because how do you think we're going to get both Loyal and Uno back to life?
Well, Loyal hasn't been shown to be dead yet, and I guess
he got fucking stabbed with he got stabbed by the Shadow logo.
But they haven't established how deadly that is.
Can you imagine the heavy lifting the Shills will have to do if in season 1 the season opener has her walking back into friggin' Faldara and like healing these people who have been dead for hours?
I think Ragnar made some comment about Loyal, which implied that he wasn't dead yet and doesn't die.
Oh yeah, we know he's not dead. Yeah, we've seen both of them in the footage for season 2, right? But
never died at all. He had some comment that implied that.
Yeah.
We're trying to come up with a bad justification for why.
I'm still claiming that he had a book and an ink pot in his pocket. That's until proven otherwise. That's what happened. But did you guys notice that the weebs, the one power, like they didn't clearly definitively come from Egwene?
No.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They came from her titties.
Pips. Also, we just saw Padan Fain's Shadow Logoth dagger, all bloody, go into his scabbard
with the red ink that Loyal takes his notes in. I mentioned that he takes his notes in red ink.
You're drunk.
Padan Fain clearly stabbed somebody else before this.
Yeah,
before
exactly.
Loyal.
After stabbing Loyal.
After stabbing Loyal.
On Nynaeve's temple, that's like glowing. Is that like glowing, burning skin?
Yeah, I think that's still the residue that's being healed away or whatever.
She hasn't completed the process.
In pain.
Yeah, those are 3rd degree burns getting washed away here. And they're gone. Oh, she's totally good. She's totally good, guys. She's got a little bit of the black lung. She's got coronavirus. That's what that was.
Pause. So here's a question. And Trip brings this up in the chat, so she cannot say that I never read the chat. I only mostly don't read the chat.
Still but a little bit read the chat.
There are 2 things here. So either this is Egwene can heal death, which kind of nukes everything, being that like Egwene can't heal for shit.
I know,
right?
She can't do anything. It's specific when Elaine's head got kind of crushed a little bit in it was in The Dragon Reborn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they're going to say, no, wait a second, Egwene didn't heal Nynaeve, and then Nynaeve comes and she does her power boost heal and brings Loyal and Uno back, you know what that implies? That implies that dead Nynaeve healed her fucking self.
That's what I was saying about how the power didn't specifically, explicitly come from Egwene in that scene.
Yeah.
It looks like it was kind of just wrapping around Nynaeve. She healed herself.
And that makes it even
death when she was fucking dead.
That makes it even worse because some of the shills will argue that she wasn't actually dead; she was just unconscious or whatever. But even if she's unconscious, she can't heal herself. You can't channel anything but spirit when you're dead. When you're unconscious,
you can only channel spirit when you're dead. Everyone knows that.
Well, I mean, Judkins has said, because even he had to come out and do damage control on how shitty this one, that the original plan was that Egwene was going to do some wisdom healing, not magical healing, like herbs and shit, to bring Nynaeve back.
What fucking herbs heal a fucking charred out face?
Dane, I have been asking this question and nobody will give me a straight answer. But yes, my exact question was like, do you think CPR is going to fix magical burnout? Because if so, it's time to self-delete. But, like, my God. But then the funnier part about this is Judkins made the fucking makeup lady come out and do, like, a struggle session apology tour.
Was she Czech?
No.
Oh,
she's
okay.
fucking British. And, like, she basically had to come out and say, like, yeah, we overdid Nynaeve's makeup. It wasn't supposed to be that bad.
And, like, the director just didn't notice.
He said, fuck it. Yes.
Judkins didn't notice.
Did anyone else ever reply back to that? Like, oh, that's curious. Was the rest of the show also not supposed to be that bad?
Here's a fun little tidbit for you guys who might not know this, but on Rotten Tomatoes, ever since the show ended,
it's just been going downhill. Yeah,
the ratings have been at half a star.
Oh God.
44% of the time. There have been over 900 people who rated the show and wrote a review after the show aired. Like,
wait, only 900?
So most of the fucking reviews on Rotten Tomatoes came like as soon as the show came out, and it was shilled up the wazoo.
Granted, I just mean that in the year since this show aired, only 900 reviews have been left.
Well, it's been about like 10 months, right? Because this aired around,
it came out in November.
Close to, yeah, no, but what I'm saying is since December 24th.
Fair, so 11 months. Right. 11 and a half
11 months.
Yeah, or 10 and a half months.
900 people have left a review with written words.
That is terrible.
44% of them have given it half a star, which is the lowest that you can give. So 44% of people who have got complete knowledge of the entire series and feel compelled to write a review have decided this is worse than anything I've ever seen, or at least on par with anything as bad as I've ever seen.
I assume you're talking about audience score?
Yes, audience.
Okay, so for sense of scale, you got the Al Yankovic story that just came out like a week or two ago, right? Or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's already got 500 plus ratings.
Yep.
Huh?
But sure, yeah, already got 500 plus.
You're just talking about the fact that only 900 people have left reviews in 10 and a half months. Like that shows that this show has been watched by literally no one since it aired. Like Amazon's comments about how like more people have been watching it since Rings of Power came out. My suspicion is that people probably watched a few episodes of Rings of Power, thought that it was absolute crap, figured they'd try maybe a different fantasy show, saw this and were like, this is worse. And then they just DNF'd.
I don't disagree, but what I'm saying, people with complete knowledge have rated this terrible.
Oh, he's looking back at the eye. He's looking back at the pit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he also just exited the blight, right? That was him stepping out of the blight.
Yes.
Only to go back into it.
So wait a second. So you can now see the eye of the world that is. You can see it from the edge of the blight.
Yeah, because it's a big hole in the ground.
Yes, but remember, you can also see Feldara and Malkier from basically the eye of the world as well.
Yeah.
What is he saying? Where is he?
Yeah, and if you're in the Borderlands,
in a Waygate from the Faldera Waygate to this one, but it's less than a day's travel, not in the Waygate.
Son of a fuck this.
and people chase the Eye of the World in the Borderlands like they chase the Horde of Lear
he's still in the
everywhere
blight.
else.
Okay, he's
good.
Fucking coat.
Right.
Well, yes and no. Like he crested a hill.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's the same fucking CGI shot.
And like it looks terrible. That looks absolutely awful.
How like both this and Rings of Power felt the need like, okay, we definitely want a guy sort of staring out into the distance of our desolate hellscape. Like that's exactly how we want to end the last episode.
Well, it's because
Jesus.
It's because where did Wayne Yip get his fucking
Oh my god.
Actually, Moiraine, that looks like a piece of quartz crystal. Common mistake. common mistake. Gosh,
It's only like number 7 on Moe's hardness scale.
Yeah.
Not like Quendiar at all.
So
I thought that Hearthstone couldn't be scratched.
Shut up, Lan.
No one.
You're wearing pajamas and you're a piece of shit.
Oh,
No, only Egwene is unbreakable in.
true.
Yeah.
what does it mean?
I don't know.
Wait. How did she draw that conclusion?
Oh yeah, why would she just assume it's a side effect of what he did to the Dark One? Like why?
So the only argument that I can see for this is that she thinks that had the Dark One actually been defeated, she wouldn't be stilled. She could access the source. That's the only argument that I can think.
They're not even talking about the shielding thing. They're just talking about the Quendiar. Like
That's what I mean. So I think her logic is this was not the last battle, because if it had been the last battle, we saw what we think is the Dark One be defeated. So if he was defeated, I should have my magic because his magic shouldn't be still having an impact on the world.
nah.
But I am also interpreting that as generously as possible. I'm making a lot of assumptions.
I think they're saying okay, she sees basically a seal on the prison broken and thinks that means bad things coming, but in the context of the show, that shouldn't make any difference to her because she just thinks the Dark One's been defeated. So like, who cares about the seal?
They haven't even established the seals.
Yeah.
in this
Yes.
show.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that like? So I guess this means that yes, that giant thing was the seal. And I guess we're led to believe that there's only one seal, right? Because there clearly can't be more than one. Like, imagine Bail Doman having that thing on his ship.
This is why they didn't have Bail Doman at all. Oh, fuck.
He gets pulled over by the Seanchan, and they like wheel this thing out like from his stateroom. They can't fit it through the door. They have to open up the windows and crane it out through the back of the ship.
The thing the size of a fucking Stargate on his fucking ship. Yeah.
It's just like embedded into the floor of the deck.
Imagine Moiraine trying to put a couple of these in like barrels of straw.
How does she draw this as the conclusion? Like, she's holding up a piece of quartz. I thought Quendiar couldn't be scratched. Nice insight, Lan. And then this wasn't the last battle. And just wait, just run it forward.
I fear it was the first.
Oh,
You mean Hey, this is the first season of a fucking show that's
What
gonna
a
go for like
fucking
8.
terrible line. Oh,
All right,
we're
you guys
already here? Oh my god.
Yeah, now you guys ready for this?
No.
That's
Far Western Shore.
Hey, wait a second. Is this the Amazon thing where they end their shows with a little hey, this is where you are? Is the Far Western Shore gonna say it's the Far Western Shore? It's gonna fade out and come back Mordor.
I assume you guys are referring to Rings of Power, which I haven't watched.
You missed it, Dandy.
But at the same time, don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay. But
Wait. I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt. Wait, did they actually have like in the Lord of the Rings thing, like text like this that then faded and then came back and said Mordor?
Yes.
it was worse.
That's
That's exactly what they did.
That's
It was worse. It's basically like they had the southern lands, and then they had fucking that Mount Doom erupt, and then they fucking
It's like
changed.
crossed out with like an X,
No.
so it writes in Mordor.
No,
next to
it faded out as like the southern lands, and then it came back as Mordor.
Not
Just
even
to fucking beat you over the head with a 2x4. That's
not even as good as Tom Riddle getting rotated around into Lord Voldemort. Oh man.
Somebody's pointing out these
That
hills
was a
on the
good
shore.
anagram, at least. I like anagrams.
Somebody's pointing out that these hills on the shore are bigger than the mountains at Tarwin's Gap.
Seriously.
All I gotta say is,
I'm guessing this is not CGI. This is they actually shot this.
Those
at a place
mountains,
that is
those
like-
mountains are 100% CGI.
you would not.
Oh yeah, maybe.
You would not tsunami attack a fucking cliff face like this. That's
Also,
what I gotta say.
I'm assuming that little speck in the middle, that's the little girl. Who lets this
Yeah.
little fucking girl just out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah. Also, like,
Don't worry, she's an oathbreaker. Fuck her.
also, the Seanchan did not come to places with cliffs. They didn't arrive at World's End. They showed up at Falma and all these places where they literally like land on the beach and go to the villages inland. Like there's no mountains there.
Are you considering that? Are you suggesting that doesn't look like a suitable landing site? Because in my professional opinion, yeah, that looks like shit.
So she's digging for clams. She's got dirty hands, right?
Perfectly
Pause
clean
here.
dress, though.
Yeah.
Pure clean dress. But anyone who cares about it can go back a couple frames. We're not going to, but she had a bunch of clams that she just dropped. Beautiful, pure clean dress. But is that how you dig for clams? Do you just basically find a spot on the beach and dig in the sand? Because I've been to the beach like maybe 20 times in my life, but I don't think I ever dug for clams there.
Actually, sort of. The shovel's wrong. So clams dig really quick, actually, like shockingly quick. But they are buried, and you can kind of come up on them, but you need a very deep kind of plunging shovel, because if you start digging at the surface, you won't get them. So I will admit I haven't done a lot of clam digging in my life. I've seen other people do it, and yeah, in the surf in sandy soil, you can dig for clams. That is a thing.
And all I'm saying here is, just given the lesbian tendencies of this show, I think he gave me a good fucking thumbnail for this, and we might call it this final rewatch clam digging. Stay tuned. But yeah, roll forward a couple frames and let's just look at how dirty her hands are. Oh, not at all.
What? She didn't notice 100 ships.
I'm pouring myself another scotch.
Guys, I got a question. Of all the descriptions we got about the Seanchan ships in the book, what was the one thing they always said about their sails?
Square sails.
Chinese.
Square sailed.
Square ribbed sails. Oh.
Well, they're rigged for her pleasure.
They kind of look like they might be square. It could have been the angle that we were looking at.
Okay, yeah.
Pause. You got to pause frequently here because I think we got to digest the Seanchan outfits.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go back a little bit, and so we can pause it slightly closer to. I want to pause when it's a little closer to the shot here. So we'll see again.
Pause. Why would all the birds
Those are not
be
squares?
So,
okay, no, but why would all the birds be flying inland from the Seanchan?
Because they're evil.
I don't give a shit about seagulls.
The program were really, really bored on the voyage and just started like blasting birds out of the air.
Okay,
So why would you not have this be a raven? Like if you're gonna just have some random animal. What do you call it?
I don't think they'd actually put ravens on things because the ravens, like only the mark of the emperor, the empress, and sort of the
Tuan's not with this group.
Yeah, I don't think they would throw ravens on anything that's not specific.
Rakton, Grom,
Yes.
why put a lion on it?
Yeah, agreed.
And what the fuck are these condoms like?
I think they're supposed to be whale teeth.
Whales don't have teeth.
I have certain whales do.
Well,
there's teeth whales. There's teeth whales. But
killer whales.
So I have some scrimshod whale teeth, and it looks
Nice.
about the right size. So a tasseled spear. Yeah, it looks pretty similar to what we see in the season 2.
Spear's probably fine.
Just wait.
Armor's terrible, but
The
is that what giant? Is that what giant insect looks like to you?
So here we get the big hunchbacks that we saw for the season 2 trailer. So
What is that?
Are these the Soldom?
I think so.
Yes, these are definitely the Soldom because they make reactions when the channeling happens.
Yeah.
So the hunchback shit is Soldom, and then in front we got the gray dressed demonic.
Yeah, the gold bracelet on the arms is supposed to be the bracelet of the demonic. Which
it's
I got a
like
question
a bracer. Yeah.
Oh, guys, Soldom and demoni. What do those words literally mean?
Leashed one and leashed holder, right?
Yeah. So where's the leash?
Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah.
Stop making
It's a magical hypothetical leash.
It's a systemic leash.
How hard is it? How hard is it to
That's my joke of the night, Pips.
Matt, I made the title of a rewatch a dirty joke all in the old tongue, and you were the only one who decided to look that up and react to it as, oh, dude, that's gross. Yeah.
Remember that.
This show doesn't give a shit about the old tongue and what's of me. And sorry, I basically just almost choked on how fucking funny this is. But in essence, old tongue meanings in the old tongue, they don't give a shit in this fucking show.
How hard is it? Of all the easy things they've completely just dropped, how hard is it to put some lightning bolts on?
You know what's funny about that is that would have been a really cool costume, right? If they had given them whatever, you know what? No women in this show have dresses. Fine, they put them in robes, they do whatever. But you're given a character whose outfit is like red and blue with lightning bolts on it, and you're like, not cool enough.
Best I could do is some really shitty face paint.
But Matt, they literally had Tam light a fucking match.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about the costless things that could have been done right with accordance to the show.
They literally had Tam's sword be a literal piece of shit.
A katana, yeah. They weren't going to start getting fucking. Oh my god!
Do they have Aes Sedai rings?
Yeah, what is that ring?
It looks more like an Aes Sedai ring than the Aes Sedai rings. Because it's actually a circle.
Oh, God.
I'm guessing Ragnar is colorblind because that certainly doesn't look like a silvery metal to me.
God, it's,
don't even go there. It's like, oh, God. Yeah, lightning.
Actually, no. Let me go even further. That doesn't even look like metal to me.
Oh, no, it does not at all. It does look like it oddly has sort of a stylized crucifix on it, though.
Matt, here's a question for you. Do you know what like one of your best power moments is in the whole series? It's in like
when with Tuan in the trailer when she pulls out the
before that. The escape from before that. It's not the spanking, it's not the Tuan stuff. It's when Matt decides, because he's a bloody fool, that he is going to set the sea folk free.
Yep.
In the kennels.
Yep.
And it's a great scene. It's a powerful scene. He's beating himself up about it, but you can empathize with everybody involved. And even when you get the aftermath in Crossroads of Twilight, that holy shit, a ton of them got killed.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? Yada. But it's like, what's the thing that the Windfinder or whatever says to him? You are a great man, and I will remember you and thank you. Like everything, like it just came through. It was emotional. It was a great scene. It was well written. Everything about it was great. How the fuck are they going to do it when the Soldan racer? Like,
they're not making it to Ibudar.
No, it'll get canceled before that for sure.
They do the wave.
I keep forgetting things and watching those things. Why are they speaking another language? Why?
Why is the language dubbed over with music?
They're Chinese.
Also, so a lot has been made about them like killing this little girl with a tsunami, right?
Yeah.
I just want to point out that we know the little girl is there with the, because we saw her, right? They're too far away. They're just tsunamiing an empty beach.
No, it's worse. They're tsunamiing an empty cliff face, which anyone who knows anything about
just
wave
bounce
mechanics
it right back.
means this is the dumbest fucking idea you've ever had in your life. I tried to look this up, and there's a surprising dearth about tsunami information about going against wave like cliff formations. But I would imagine it would be kind of like, all right, the energy's got nowhere to go, so it just reverberates back. So I know I've used the term turbo retarded too many times for this, so maybe this is hyper turbo retarded.
So the only argument that I've heard for this is that they're not trying to destroy the girl. They are trying to raise the sea level. So they're going to shoot the wave at the cliff. The wave is going to come back, and that's going to allow them to park their ships on the top of the cliff.
I'm sorry, that's an argument that you've seen someone express. No. Those are words that a person formulated into sentences.
What?
Yes.
No. So here's a question. Here's a question. All right. Let's say you succeed. Let's say your master plan succeeds and you raise the fucking sea level and you're able to park your ship on top of the cliff. What the fuck do you do then? Like after you conquer everything and you want to get your ship back to sea?
So you got to summon another tsunami, of course.
Tsunami's all the way down.
It's a Cortez thing, right? So instead of burning the ships, you beach them on the cliff tops.
I hate every one of you.
Okay.
Well, at least these ones are doing the hand gestures for shit.
I want to watch to see if they actually make the same gestures.
Not do the hand gestures.
Why are the Sul'dam doing hand gestures? They're not even channeling.
So looking at all 5 people in this shot.
Yes.
Who looks the dumbest?
The guy on the left.
I don't know, man. I think it's a 5-way tie.
With the fucking venom, with the venom mask, and they only did that fucking venom mask because this is Sony and they have the rights to it.
No, I think the girl on the left.
Yeah, the pacifiers are real bad.
The ball gags are
The girl.
The allegedly metal chest collar bending visibly is fucking killing me.
Exactly that. Her like, what is it? The maternity breastplate.
Here's the question though.
The maternity armor.
I know Damani on the right is obviously BIPOC. Damani on the left.
We can't assume her ethnicity.
I know, that's why I was ambiguous with BIPOC, right? It's the catch-all. But all you got, and so the Suldam at the back, never mind their silly faces, they're just dark-haired white people. Do you think that's what we're going to get in season 2, where it's basically BIPOC Damani, and that's why Egwene was targeted?
No,
they're not looking for women who can channel. They're just enslaving all the brown people.
If you're BIPOC, you're going to be Damani, and if you're not BIPOC, maybe you'll be Suldam.
I don't know, because I think you can tell based on this picture that the two on the right are BIPOC, and you can tell the two on the left are white because they're offbeat.
So the Suldam on the right has got slanty eyes, but she might just be squinting.
And we're canceled.
We haven't taken this long.
Not really.
Oh man.
Are you questioning Trip's gender?
Oh man, there's a sixth one now.
Where?
Yeah, right there on the right hand side.
Yeah,
fuck! Go back. Was he out of frame?
He was out of frame.
Yeah.
Wait.
Full symmetry the whole time.
I don't want to assume their gender. Were they out of frame? Wait, why am I even saying that? It's not they. Was it out of frame?
I just want to point out that if you look at this scene, right, you see how they're all staggered. So from the front, they look like they're in a line, but from the side, they're staggered so that you can see all of them.
Nice.
This is how you block a sort of film shot. That is not how you form the line of battle.
This is direction 101. Give this director an Emmy for this episode.
Also, you can tell this boat is clearly too far ahead for its again forming the line of battle.
This is a scene within a scene, Pips.
This is bad.
The blocking is exactly, okay, the ship.
Oh my gosh. So Lady Balefire just said in chat, I can't believe I haven't noticed. Why does their armor have holes in it?
Yeah, we've talked about that before. It looks like wicker armor or something like that, like the throwaway dudes in 300.
Yeah, nice. ADO in the chat also pointed out that the background looks badly green screened, which is absolutely true. But I also feel like we're letting the foreground off. Those teeth look fucking tragic.
Yeah, they do.
No, those teeth look like they were loaned from fucking Rafe Judkins's dildo harem. They're all curved, they're all identical in the same direction. Now
that you say that, that sort of the wheel thing with all the shark teeth or the whale teeth on it that we see there in the shot does look a lot like a mode of transportation you see in South Park, I think. Anyone remember that one?
I was gonna say the South Park reference is a good one, but as I'm watching these people and their hand gestures and the CGI, I'm sitting here watching is Rafe Judkins really so cinematically retarded that he loved Avatar: The Last Airbender, the M. Night Shyamalan one?
Yes.
Because that's what this looks like.
So, Avatar: The Last Airbender is the show. The Last Airbender is the movie.
There you go.
Yeah. The movie that doesn't exist because there was no movie in Ba Sing Se.
Fair. I'll just say Suldam number 1, the one kind of in the middle, I think is more committed to the role than Suldam number 2. She's really kind of getting into it. So good for her,
Well, Suldam number 2 looks passive, and Suldam 1 is committing seppuku with an invisible dagger.
Hey, in case anyone was wondering, so all of these women are, I don't know, only 2 streams of power from these two. What does that go on our power scale? What have we decided here? Is 2 streams good? 2 streams bad? You know, what are we supposed to take away here?
Well, I think like all world building and power scaling in this show, you can just basically summarize it as, it's fucked. But also,
it does look like they're pissing off the side of the ship.
It does. It looks a lot like that. Also, this is an anchor.
Doctor.
This is an anchor halfway in the water. What are we looking at here?
It's being hung off of a pulley or something a little ways out from the ship and kind of rotate a little bit, so it's rotated towards the ship like that. Yeah, whatever.
That's not how anchors. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. Like,
that's not how anchors work.
It's not how tsunamis work.
Yeah. Where's all the water coming from to make this giant wall of water?
Well, I was going to ask, like, okay, so let's say crazy talk. You've got what, 100 Damani?
Yeah.
They're moving billions of tons of water here.
Yes.
Like, this is not appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah, no
Also,
way.
not a combined weave, because they appear to be channeling independently, and if it was kind of
this is kind of the Ashaman kill thing where they're coordinated but not combined, which actually, if trained very well, would be more potent.
Even at the Demise Wells, you had that with the women as well. When they were making a shield that was like pieced together from different women making different parts of the shield, not shielding someone, but the shield over their caravan to stop the wise ones.
The dome was made by the Ashaman.
No, there was sort of two versions. There was the Aes Sedai had a version, and then the that was deflecting the fireballs and whatnot.
My recollection is that they were just essentially fighting weaves with weaves. They were just sort of blowing up the fireballs before they hit I don't think they had made a dome, but yeah. Anyway, that's just my recollection of it.
But this is dumb.
Yes, that point was never in dispute.
Oh man, right. You know what this looks like?
This looks like the best fucking meme I ever made. Like,
I was just gonna say, wasn't this this same CGI done in? Shoot, what was that space movie? Interstellar. Thank you. Yes, there you go. It's the wave from Interstellar.
I was just thinking if you turn that water into ash, it's basically Galadriel and Rings of Power getting hit by a volcano.
This was harsh.
It's the same shot. They just changed the color of the CGI.
All right, but here's the bigger point, right? Now, I did my best to research this for 37 minutes before we got together for this, but I was like, there's got to be a fucking YouTube video about tsunami wave dynamics and how it all works.
Yeah.
And what would happen if like a tsunami went against like the cliffs of Dover kind of shit, right? Like, Nah, it's most of them are all kind of all like get to high ground and save yourselves and whatnot. But all I could think of this is basically like, yeah, this wave would break against the cliff walls and maybe it would come back against the ships and it would give them a bit of a undulation. But in terms of why they would do this,
it would accomplish nothing.
No, all it would do is kill this little girl.
Which I've said before, they can't possibly know she's there. Like, you could barely see the ships from where she was standing.
You know, all I'm going to say is, Dane, I'm glad that you did this research, because that makes exactly one person in the universe. Because nobody involved with this show gave a shit. This is entirely symbolic bullshit. This is entirely
feel bad.
Oh, I mean, this is entirely to say, hey, look, the Seanchan are powerful. Hey, look, the Seanchan don't give a shit about innocent human life. Like, that was the entire extent of the conversation was, okay, we want to establish that the Seanchan are scary and that the Seanchan just don't give a fuck.
But they're not scary. If they use their power in idiotic ways that make no fucking sense, that just makes them idiots. It's like, oh, we're getting invaded by idiots.
Yes.
Maybe I could.
You and I get this. Okay, you and I understand this, but if you are Ragnar, who is retarded, that was his thought process. His thought process was cool and don't give a shit. Well, what do we do? How do we do cool and don't give a shit? Big giant wave, kill a child. Like that was the entirety of the thought process.
Oh man, they missed the opportunity here. She should have been playing on the beach with her dog, and then it would have been establishing them as evil.
I actually think Amazon has like rules about whether or not animals can be harmed in their productions.
It's like yes, you can kill a small white child. You cannot kill Lassie.
Like legitimately, I think there was one horse that died in the show, and it was treated like the worst thing ever. Like Rings of Power. Yeah, Rings of Power goes vastly out of its way to not kill animals. Like they legitimately do treat animals better than people.
Ugh. We don't even see it. We don't even see it happen.
We have any idea how much it would cost to render that?
Fuck, Pips, you skipped away from it, but what we get is next up, Rings of Power, episode 1. Technically worse than seeing a little girl getting killed.
I just want to watch this happen again. So we piss in the water. The water goes up. It's the wave from Interstellar. And then that's the end.
It's going to break against the cliffs. It's going to come back. It's going to fucking destroy them. There's no point behind it because no one else gets killed other than this little girl. That's not how the Seanchan invaded from the fucking west. Like, everything about this is fucking stupid, fucking stupid. And like, this is why. Like, there was a guy who had seen this episode before it aired because he was on like the primo test ground, and there was a great thread on White Cloaks where he basically spilled the beans. And he said, hey, I saw this. Do you guys want to spill the beans or like care about spoilers? And I was like, we fucking hate this show. Go ahead. And then he went nuts. And I was like, there's no fucking way this is what the final episode is. And then it was. Like, that's how retarded this was. Every single time we thought we could imagine how stupid the show was going to get, we were just corrected by, we are not that dumb. We cannot conceive how stupid this is going to get. And it's the only reason I'm semi-curious about season 2.
Yeah, how much worse can they make it? So when you go past this, you get a recommendation for Rings of Power. My recommendation on Amazon is Pacific Rim, which I think is a similar level of how much they actually care about, lore and world building and stuff. It's just,
I would watch Pacific Rim 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, it's entertaining. It's entertaining, but you wouldn't hold it up as like this is a great example of world building and consistency in story. No, it's just fun to watch.
Which is already worlds better.
Yes, yes.
Oh man. Well, I mean, shit, we made it.
We did.
Damn. I'm shocked. I'm shocked we made it. I'm shocked my liver held up. Shocked that Dane is still coherent with all the wine and then whiskey he's been drinking.
What are you talking about, Bips?
Oh man.
I literally might die tonight. I've had that much.
Well, don't die. We need you to come back for season 2 when we do our reaction videos.
Wait, what? No, I'm hoping this ends. Like,
it's not going to. I don't know what would make you think that we are going to avoid that punishment.
Yeah,
All
Dan,
right,
this was not the last battle. This was the first battle.
Fuck you, Sneed! Fuck you, Sneed!
Damn it, that has to be the thumbnail. Now you have to do that line and dialogue as the thumbnail.
See, because I want, as a thumbnail, I wanted to do, and now our rewatch has ended.
Nope. Nope. It has to be. This isn't the last battle. This is just the first.
I want to die.
Yeah, that's good. Yes.
Okay, let's go into final thoughts. Yeah. Sneed. No. Sneed, Sneed, because I respect you, I want to give you the last word on final thoughts. And Pips,
because he doesn't respect me, I get the first thought.
I didn't say that. You get the first word.
He's like, in order of people I respect. So, Sneed, you get to go last. Pips, what are your thoughts? Fuck you, Dan.
You know what? Fuck you, Pips.
Hey,
I'll give my thoughts first because my self-respect. My self-respect. Whatever. My self-respect is less than my respect for Pips. But go ahead, Pips.
Oh man, I just want to say that you guys asked me at the start what I'd seen of this, and I said, well, I've seen memes of like 3 different kind of moments, right? Which was Egwene, like, having the creator power and healing the universe, and then I'm too drunk to remember what the second one I said was, and then the big wave that takes out the little girl on the beach. And holy shit, I think that was the whole thing. Like, it was just nothing happened in this last part that wasn't a literal meme. Oh man, this has been bad. This has been real bad, guys. I don't understand how people can defend this, and that's all I'll say.
All right, Alex, and don't take that as an insult.
I will not. Honestly, I don't even know what there is to say about this other than the fact that Amazon is clearly a shipping company and is not a television production company, because they well and truly suck at this. Like, every part of this is just a colossal failure. And
the ship showing up and doing this wave does explain the state of a lot of my Amazon packages.
Yeah, I guess the funniest part for me is like, okay, so we tried this out, we took notes on everything that went wrong, and then we committed all of the exact same sins in Rings of Power. And it's just like, why would you do this? Like, it blows my mind how fucking stupid this was.
Now, General Matt, you know I respect you. This is not a respect thing. I just said earlier I want to give kind of last word to Sneed, and I insisted on having an earlier word in front of Pips, but he insisted on speaking. So I'm not I hate myself that much. I'm not going to give myself a word. So Matt, over to you.
What is there? Just everything about this show, it just boggles my mind about how you could do something just so terrible. Like, it's not even like indifference. It's almost like active hatred of the source material and just misunderstanding every little thing. It's such a weird mixture of, they obviously had to have, Ragnar or whoever had to have some familiarity to come up with some things. Like, he mentioned, use that bit between Perrin and Elias about Egwene as a justification for there being something with Egwene. So, like, you clearly had to have read it to know about that, but then just completely fail to comprehend anything that's written in the books is just so mind-boggling. I had poor expectations for the show to begin with, and got worse as things went on, but I just never imagined that they could actively destroy something this badly. I thought The Last Airbender was the worst we'd ever see, and that was just poor execution. As far as I know, it wasn't particularly bad in terms of story and such. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to get any worse than this, although they have to. As the show goes on, they're going to deviate more and more. It has to get worse. I don't know how that's possible.
Easily. Avienda complimenting Perrin on how well he dances the swords.
Stop. for putting on a strap on and being like,
I'd forgotten it already, and
don't worry, Matt. Like, if you don't feel like it, like we completely understand. There's an element of the fandom that can't handle potentially what season 2 is, and like with Rings of Power, like some of us will be the shit eaters, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be thanking Shad for his sacrifice on that one.
But if you don't want to, don't absorb the shit, right? Some of us will be there for that. I don't think my liver can handle it, but maybe if I take a break for 3 months, hopefully 6, I'm begging for fucking 36 months. Maybe the show never airs.
They haven't even announced it. This show can't it can't possibly come out earlier than like spring, summer, right? Like they haven't even announced it. They have to announce it at least a few months in advance to get all their bots and shills in order.
And at this point, but at the same time, if they get their bots and shills in order, they'll give my liver time to recover.
See, my question is there any chance that they simply just do not give a fuck enough that, like, Judkins tweets something out, like, the week before, like, hey, no, we're not doing trailers for this, but, like, yeah, it'll be out on Tuesday.
I hope. That would be fucking amazing.
Amazon decides to cut their losses, and then, like, hey, we already paid for the show, but we're not going to spend any money on marketing. We're not going to spend any money on anything. It's just dump the thing online and then never talk about it again.
guys, honestly, given the amount of interest in this show since it fucking aired, I hate to say it, but I think we are probably doing the most marketing for the show. Our 407 subscriber channel is basically the most active thing on the internet involving Wheel of Time Season 1.
Yeah, but nobody watching this is watching the show.
They are through us vicariously. But I think it's fitting here. Let's give the final word to the man who brought us all together.
Hear, hear.
Sneed's Means and Dreams, our Lord Captain Commander. Final thoughts, sir.
You kind of stepped on what I was going to say there, because I was going to say, honestly, I think we are the only, like, in a way, we're like the biggest fans of the show because we're the only ones that gave a shit after it aired. There's nothing. I've watched most of these White Cloaks episodes. I watched the show twice because I wrote my reviews. So while it was airing, I watched every episode twice, and I've watched most of these. I can't think of a single thing they did right ever. They didn't get anything right. They clearly hate Robert Jordan. They clearly hate the fans more than anybody. And it's hilarious that, like I said, it's just that we're the only ones that still care about the show or give it any relevancy at all. And as soon as we disappeared, like, they hated us so much, they wanted us gone. But, like, we're the only thing keeping their show alive. It's just sad.
But to make fun of it.
I mean, it is a great comedy. Like, if they just build it as a satirical comedy,
if that was my goal, basically, hey, let's make a fucking Friends episode of Wheel of Time where everybody laughs at it. I couldn't have done this good.
Oh yeah, no. I would never have been able to do, like, as perfectly bad as they did. Like, it is an achievement how bad it was. Like,
if you were trying to create source material for a YouTube watch mockery like this, you couldn't do better. It's like they had us in mind.
Oh. Well, with that, I feel like that warms my black little heart that Amazon Studios really had the White Cloaks in mind when they made this show, and I don't know that we can say anything better than that. I mean, it's been it's been a thing.
And now our rewatch has ended.
until season 2, which we hope never fucking airs.
Well, walk in the light.